We got ourselves to Bentota to speak to one man who is flying off in another few hours' time. Gary's arrival to Sri Lanka has been really appreciated by a lot of us, not in terms of the amazing food, but also about how he has promoted our beautiful island home. Today, I'm going to follow up on that one question I asked him when I shot Dhanuan Var with him. How have you enjoyed Sri Lanka? This is his final day here, and this is an exclusive interview with the one and only Gary. It's high exclusive with the man who has been looking at a lot of Sri Lanka in the last few days. He has been everywhere. A lot of people have taken selfies with him. He has become a part of the Sri Lankan fabric. I'm so happy to have the one and only Gary once again as I do a post-mortem of his little...
Yeah, I like the idea of a post-mortem
Yes.
on my trip. Because when I arrived, everybody said, what do you think of Sri Lanka? I said, I've got no idea. I had no reference point at all.
Yeah.
So now I've been lucky enough to spend the last, 5-6 days travelling around. So I think I've got a good first impression.
Yeah.
I've certainly eaten a lot, that's for sure.
But
So
you've
people have
worked a
fed
lot
me.
as well.
Yeah, but this has been, to be honest, this has been a lovely break because I've had a busy year. So this has culminated in, right here.
Yeah.
It's lovely. So yeah, I've enjoyed the trip, especially here in Bentota. It's just beautiful. I've walked this beach
So
for
many
3
times.
days in a row, morning and night. Sunrise and sunset. Had a few swims. Yeah.
Your
so
calf
it's been
muscles are
lovely.
doing good?
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good
Yeah,
now.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, they're great.
It's a great way to get the glutes out.
Yeah.
Anyway, just wanted to ask you, in Australia, this is actually a true thing that happened. I was in India with a tourism promotion, and I met this Aussie girl in the lift, and she was talking to me, and she was like, "Oh, where are you from?" And I said, "I'm from Sri Lanka." "Oh, you guys have no food to eat. How are you all doing?
Oh,
How do
really?
you travel here?"
Wow.
I'm like, do I look malnourished in any way? Sri Lankans are quite resilient. They'll always find a way to survive and pull through because we have
Sure.
had too many problems to like sit back and fall. What have you seen that you will tell Australians and the people around the world who follow you?
It's interesting actually because I had an impression that Sri Lanka was going to be like India, but maybe coastal and more beautiful. But it's a completely different country, and I sound ignorant when I say that. But now I've been here, I really understand it. Like it's completely different.
Yeah.
People are completely different. The food's completely different. I suppose if you just went, it's spicy, then it's kind of the same. But it's not just spicy. So I've been lucky enough now to kind of crisscross the country. We went up to Habarana, and down through Kandy, Dambulla, and then down back onto the coast here to Bentota. And so I've seen everything from kind of the most beautiful, lush, mountainous landscapes, and I'm just talking geography and topography, to some of the best beaches on the planet. Like even walking to the very end here, and then around the headland, there's just mile after mile after mile of gorgeous, white sand. So that's been an eye-opener in terms of standing on the top of Sigiriya and looking over a landscape, understanding a bit of the history, 1,500 years of, human kind of drama, murder and, slavery and lust and,
also lust.
and wealth and all of it. It's just very human. It's a beautiful place. Some of the paintings, for example, are just captivating and wonderful. But looking over that landscape, it is just, as far as you can see, just lush and beautiful. It's one of those memories I've kind of fixed in my mind. And from a human perspective, everybody's so kind and gentle, giving, very proudly Sri Lankan, obviously. You talk about this kind of resilience, you can sense it. I think in hospitality too, we were talking about it earlier with somebody else and saying that everybody's so keen to please. Like people want, come back to Sri Lanka, come back. We know we've had troubles, but you should come and look because it's amazing. That's what they're telling you. So they're very eager to please, very free, wheeling with with information, so that's wonderful. So I've had a really great impression, and the food has just been outstanding.
That's amazing. You have tried everything in Sri Lanka, and I've seen you like really go, touch, feel, enjoy, even the alcohol. You have tried Sri Lankan. And
I know. I've been lucky, haven't I? So yeah, like I've drunk I shouldn't say how much,
Yeah.
but I've drunk a little bit now. So, but you know, the arak, for example,
Yeah,
which is
good.
delicious. I'm enjoying a number of different cocktails with that. I've ploughed my way through the Colombo gin, which I was very graciously gifted, so that's been lovely.
The North is known for the arak. The North.
Yeah, arak
Yeah.
is good.
Yeah.
It's there's a bottle going home with me, so then I'll be in search of that particular brand. But apparently, lots of different varieties, lots of different flavors, nuances. So that's nice.
See, you know, when I tell you that we are resilient, actually, Cinnamon Lakeside, you know, they have something called Colomba, which only serves Sri Lankan alcohol.
Yeah.
Especially when we were like on a full stop with international things coming down. And people were like, why should we stop having fun?
Well, that's right.
I know.
I love the story that somebody told me that you'd almost run out of beer, whether it was in lockdown or in the troubles afterwards, and there was a shipment of Lion beer leaving Sri Lanka, and it was promptly turned round and brought back. I like that.
Yeah, that's how
Bring the beer back. Don't send it to anybody else.
That's what we do. That's what we do. Now, you know, something that I'm really impressed about is the fact that, you know, this has been overwhelming to have you here and to create a buzz in Sri Lanka, and people have sort of, you know, seen it through your eyes. You have some kind of patience with every single one. You give them, even if it's just 10 seconds, you give that 10 seconds from your heart and soul. And I see it.
Yeah, I try
and how do you do that?
I just remind myself how lucky I am and what a wonderful position I've managed to maneuver myself into, where I can teach people, I can give them a little bit of happiness. I mean, this is from someone that's worked very hard in hospitality. I mean, if you ask maybe staff of mine that worked for me 20 years ago, or you know, that kind of grew up through their apprenticeship under my tutelage, they'd be like, "Who is this man? I don't
Who's this calm, collected man now?"
I don't remember him. I remember somebody shouting at me. But yeah, I just feel very lucky, and it's very clear in my mind that I have the ability to either make somebody's day or ruin it. You know, so I just remember to make their day. You know, and I don't know if I told the story in one of the dinners, but I remember George and I doing a book tour, and we went up to the counter of, you know, we were checking in to fly from Adelaide to Melbourne, and the lady behind the counter was, she was so thrilled to see us, and she was excited. And George and I were tired. And she said, "You look glum, what's the matter?" And we said, "Oh, we're tired, we've been doing a book tour." And she just said, "I'll swap my job with yours." And we just looked at each other and just went, "Don't be stupid.
Yeah.
Don't be stupid. She's right."
Yeah.
We're very lucky. We're in this position where, we've had the gift that was MasterChef has kept giving. It's opened a whole world up of food for me, of meeting people, of traveling to different places. So yeah, it's a choice. You have that moment where someone goes, "Can I have a photo?" And you really want to go, "No, I'm in a bad mood." And then you go, "Yes, you can."
Yeah.
And actually it takes the bad mood away and you feel better. You have a little interaction with someone, take a bit of their energy, and you go, "Yeah, that was the right thing to do."
Yeah, I felt drained after speaking to you. Took the
took
life
it.
out of me.
Just took it.
Yeah,
Took
it took
all
the
the
life
energy.
out of me. We're getting to a break. We'll come back and speak about Cinnamon. You know, I'm so happy that they took that bullet and got you down. And we're going to speak more about when we do come back. Do stick around. This is a High Exclusive. Welcome back to the show. Speaking to this amazing human being who has really won the hearts of Sri Lankans. And you know, there's so much about Australians that we can relate to. You guys like to have a good time. You guys have some family love that connects everyone. We are like that as well.
Good sense of humour too.
Yeah.
I noticed that Sri Lankans
takes
have
a
got
lot to really
little
take someone.
self-deprecating. They laugh a lot. No, it's Australian too. There's a nice commonality there.
And we laugh at ourselves, which is the best part.
That's the best bit. Australians laugh at themselves all the time. I mean, we are funny. You know, we're interesting bunch of people.
Yeah. Well, I have some good out of the news for you. I can just mention it here. Little sneaker. He loved me so much. He said, "You know, Dano, I'm flying back to see you in April."
Yeah, I'm coming back in April.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm coming back in April. Well,
After you spending time with Cinnamon, what's the second best thing that has happened to you here?
meeting you, I think.
There you go.
See, I knew.
There you go.
I knew that's what you were saying. See,
You knew how to answer.
so
There you
beautiful,
go.
so elegant. Looking like a wow.
I have to ask you, your time with Cinnamon Hotels, and you know what I'm always very proud about is I always try and work with local brands which have international standards.
Yeah.
It's always nice to keep our name out there. And this is one of those chains that have stayed on for years, providing great service, and they're loved.
Yeah.
This is your time here and spending time with a Sri Lankan hotel, with everything Sri Lankan. How was it?
Brilliant. You know what? Best recommendation is that I wouldn't hesitate recommending it to anybody. And I don't mean just from a guest perspective, but other chefs, if they get the opportunity, you know, if one of our highfalutin chef friends said, hey, I'm going to go and do a promotion in cinnamon, you know, would you recommend it? I go, yeah, in a heartbeat. What was lovely, touching down, and I misunderstood it at the time, the chef Capilla at Cinnamon Grand said, send me the recipes, we'll set all the prep up for you, we'll get it sorted. I said, don't worry about it, I'm bringing the team, because this is what we do normally, because we don't know what we're walking into. I'll get it done. So I'll send you some base recipes, but we'll get it done. And as soon as we arrived, we went, these guys know what they're doing. Really organized, kitchens are beautiful, every piece of equipment you can imagine, super clean, super, you know, on the ball, let's say. And nice connection between Luke Croston and one of the chefs, because they both competed in Bocuse d'Or. So that, which is one of the top culinary competitions in the world. So you know straight away you're dealing with a really, really professional team. And I'll tell you what, they pulled out all the stops. Even though our guys worked hard, they worked harder to make sure that all of those events ran seamlessly. Yeah. And every kitchen that I've been in, and I make sure they've had photographs, because the chefs are important. And I like going in and having a little sticky beaker where all the action's happening, you know. So whether it was, you know, Habarana or Citadel or here or Colombo, I've had pictures with the team and I've had a little show round, and I always ask, can they show me a recipe too? Yeah. You know, because I want to take something home. And every place that I've been in has been exactly the same. And there's this, what I've loved actually, chefs out the front, you know, so the chefs in each property are out the front, talking to the guests, leading them through whatever, you know, the dining experience that they're having. That's really important. And I think because Sri Lanka's had a tough few years, they're excited about what's on the horizon. Hospitality tourism is on its way up, and they're grabbing it with both hands. So you know, if you come here, you're going to have an amazing experience.
Great time. Yeah, that's definitely true. And you know, I wanted to ask you, you brought your family in with you a few days after your busy schedule was done. How have they been enjoying?
Yeah, they loved it. Talk about relaxed, I tell you. Can't get my daughter out of bed, to be honest. Like, no, she's had a lovely time, and she loves spicy food. So, you know, for example, we went into the kitchen earlier on today, and a couple of the chefs all got together and they showed me how to make a black pork, like amazing.
Super black pork.
Amazing. With the cassava. What do we call the cassava?
Manioc.
Manioc. Manioc.
Yeah.
So with so we did black pork with the manioc, and just the layering of spices is just next level. So I remember telling the audience that one of my oldest recipes from a Sri Lankan friend is black pork, but not on this level. I must have forgotten a lot.
Some of the
because
layers.
I tell you what, those layers had disappeared. So just seeing, you know, how far they pushed that, you know the spices, how far they push the coconut and the rice before they grind it, the layering of all those fresh aromatics like the garlic, the green chili, the pandan, the curry leaves. It's just layer upon layer upon layer of complexity.
There's always so many ways of making it. That's in every area, which is amazing.
But but on the flip side of that, you know, we had some village food. You know, we were, you know, traditional kind of kitchen on the hearth, you know, all made out of lath and plaster and cow dung on the floor where it's compacted, and you've got these beautiful organic surfaces. And then watching this lady, I posted it on Instagram if you're curious, just making a little okra curry. You know, just simple. Just so simple. Fresh coconut milk and cream, simmered over the open hearth, and just
bomb.
Next level flavouring. You know, oh, and jalapa.
Oh, you
just,
really like?
Yeah, just that, you know, what is it? It's the foxtail, I think, foxtail millet and coconut. Yeah. Just mixed together with a little bit of water and then pressed in the, is it candle leaves? Yeah. So you pressed in the candle leaves and steamed. Oh my God,
do you really like it? You could take that actually.
It's on the Gary recipe list now.
Oh, wow.
I love it. Yeah. Because it's a sweet treat, but you don't have to be crazy with the sweet. No. It's kind of filling, tasty.
Yeah, it's not a snacky time thing.
It's a snack.
When you come in April, you're going to have a lot to try. Because it's like the Aurudu season, the New Year season. So much.
Lots of food. Yeah. So I've fallen in love with all of the, now understanding the sambals, you know, and even the pol malam, for example, pol sambal, you know, and I go, what's the difference? And they go, well, this is this and this is this. That. And so now you're getting a better understanding of how kind of fresh
you can actually stir fry the pol sambal.
That's right.
And then you can keep it for a longer time.
Love it. So it's this kind of fresh flavors, layering. Beautiful mix of it. You know, if you look at some of the plates of food that I've eaten over the last week, which I've posted, very little meat, lots of freshness, lots of aromatics, and really delicious.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Miss that.
But I'm telling you, if you're going vegan, you have to live in Sri Lanka.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
easy. You'll never know that you're vegan.
I have not eaten much meat at all since I've been here, and I'm not missing it at all.
That's amazing. It's time to take a break because there's been one person who has been really spearheading this. He has actually lost his hair. No, he was always like that. He lost a little that he had as well. This is Dileep when we do come back on the other side, speaking about his experience doing all of this with cinnamon itself. Welcome back to the show. So the new thing about Sri Lanka is the fact that we have so many people speaking about the country, which is amazing. And recently, the tourist board put out this tagline, which is beautiful: "You'll come back for more," which is actually the case because one trip is not enough. I'm telling you, there's so much to see. When you see the food, you want to see the people. When you see the people, you want to see the crafts. When you see the crafts, you want to see the animals. It's just non-stop. It's just a big problem to have. But to speak more about it, of course, someone who has done his part in doing so much to Sri Lanka is this wonderful man called Dileep. He has brought in some great things to our country. We've had musicals, we've had Sound of Music. So all of these have come with great work by him and his team under the Cinnamon brand. Tell me about, how did you choose this?
I was going to say, also bought Marco Pierre White.
Yes.
And if you ever corner him one day, just ask him about Marco. He's got some funny stories. That's right, isn't it? Not
Yeah,
now,
it was great.
later.
Yeah, later. No, I think Sri Lanka needs very much a great entertainment. We've looked at it how best that we can spread the message through celebrity marketing, and so we've worked on theatre, music, gastronomy, cuisine, etc. So when we're looking at basically gastronomy, we started with one of the British chefs, and then we looked at Australian master chef.
Marco Pierre White. You
Marco
can't just
Pierre
say
White.
a British chef. Like,
Okay.
like he can hear. That's the problem. He can hear. He'll be on the phone.
Yeah, well, most probably he'll call next week after seeing this. So we looked at it. I said, we have to work with them. We have to see how best we can work that out. So then we reached out, and then of course we reached to the management of the George, and then George came here, and then he was going around, and then he said, George, we need to get other two as well to Sri Lanka. And then we were talking to him, and then George management very gracefully actually put in touch with the management of Gary, and then we start talking about it, and we signed agreement, everything was done, and then the COVID came in. So we couldn't actually go ahead with that agreement, and I must be very thankful to Gary understanding the conditions, not that he's here I'm telling, but understanding the conditions of Sri Lanka, which have changed drastically from 2018 to now, still made it work. And then actually he charged less than what he originally agreed.
Can't believe it.
And no, I must say.
And delivered more.
And delivered more.
Charged less, delivered more.
Yeah.
What happened there?
You don't get these,
It's relationship building.
Yes,
That's what it is.
exactly. So I think I'm very thankful, and that's how the whole thing started.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that he's actually had time to go and experience Sri Lanka. That's what we do. We just open up what Sri Lanka has to offer, and then to understand most that he'll be able to get. We meet as maybe business partners, but we leave as friends.
Oh, that's nice, isn't it?
I know, that was a
That
moment.
was
I
a little
wanted-
moment. It was a little silence.
Yeah, I know. I wanted the hearts to just blow out there a little bit. Yeah.
I was just looking out at the beautiful water out there and just going, I didn't hire a jet ski yet, but I
Yeah.
should. Next time.
Yeah, that's true. This interview is happening just before he flies off. He is like, are you packed?
Yeah, I'm always packed.
Oh, wow.
I'm a great traveller. I'm always packed. Like my wife will say, "You're not unpacking any of that." I go, "Nah." Like I am. If you look at my suitcase, it is like it's like a
Bag.
military operation.
Right.
Like
Worn,
it's
worn,
amazing.
worn,
It is.
worn,
Yeah.
new.
Yeah.
Oh,
Absolutely.
wow.
So yeah, ready to go. Ready to fold up and go. I fly out this evening, so I've still got a few hours to enjoy. But it's been a great break. I think what you guys have done is organise a beautiful snapshot in 5 days of
Yeah.
what this wonderful country can
Have you just
offer.
been here for 5 days? I mean,
I think
without work.
I think work was 5 or 6. This is
Yeah.
this is 5 going on 6.
Right.
Yeah.
So
okay.
really, it's what a 12-day trip, but this last 6 days has been, jam-packed full of everything I could imagine. And I think you remember I said at the beginning, I wanted a new favourite destination.
Yes.
So coming to Sri Lanka, I wanted a place where I go, that's my new favourite destination, and I think I can safely leave going, it's my new favourite destination. And I've reached out to a few friends already. I'm starting to think about April and what we're going to plan with Matt because he's coming over.
Yeah.
And so it'd be a bit of fun.
So much to do. Matt and I, can we have a competition about how many suits we have?
He's going to win. No, seriously.
Are you seriously
He is going to win.
challenging me?
I think he's going to win. We're going to have to do a wardrobe off.
Let's do that.
That's what it's going to have to be.
Let's do that.
Because I think putting you two together, it's going to be funny.
That's a show on its own.
It's a show on its own.
Yeah, that's amazing. I'm so happy that I got a chance to meet you and have a conversation with you. You literally, you feel like home. I don't know, that sounds really bad. People might just move in with you. I'm just saying, like, it feels
Yeah,
like
but
home.
good people are good people. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, when you genuinely, I think I always meet every person I meet with full expectation that they're a great person.
that's
And
amazing.
you gravitate, hopefully, with like minds. Don't you think? So if it feels like home, then
yeah.
we're good people. It's nice to know.
So Dilip, what else is happening next year?
Well, we're trying to work out something exciting, calendar of things. Especially, you know, we're discussing many things with Gary's management, Gary, and the rest of it. We'll announce very soon.
That's
So
amazing.
we want to make sure that, you know, Sri Lanka is actually back to what it was in 2018. We had the best year of tourism, and so far we have seen
growth.
the indications are quite good. Forward bookings are very good. And we see the whole country is bustling with pre-arrivals and the reservations coming in. So we believe that, you know, here and the Colombo itself actually will be one of the leading destinations in the world, and we have already seen the signs of it. Travel and Leisure actually already declared Sri Lanka is in the 2024 within the top 20 destinations to visit. So we believe that, you know, after 4 years, we will be able to see the true potential of tourism. And thanks to celebrities like Gary, who have given the endorsements after really experiencing the product, I believe that will really travel miles away rather than the publicity that, you know, we can get.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
It's just a snowball, isn't it?
Yeah. When one good thing starts, then it just
Yeah,
goes all
it's
the way
gonna
down.
go.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well done to the fact that, you know, our tourism is looking great. If you have taken pictures with Gary, make sure you post it, tag it, because he checks it himself. But he also ignores the good ones.
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about it. But don't worry, I'll repost yours.
That's-
It's now in primary, not in requests.
And general. I was nearly getting into general.
But now you're in primary.
I'm in primary.
Yeah, because we've got to set the wardrobe off with Matt Preston.
Yeah,
I
we
think
can
it's
do
going to
that.
be a good idea.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Normally, Matt travels with 2 suitcases, at least 30 kilos each. With
Have you seen me travel?
oh,
I've
so
shoes
Matt's
to
got
match
to
my
lift his
outfit.
game.
I know. We give him excess
We get
baggage.
extra.
Yeah.
Excess
I
baggage.
even have to take specs to match my outfits.
Oh my goodness! And I've got 1 pair of shorts, 3 t-shirts, and a pair of shoes. Go Gaz!
I must say, you have been absolutely amazing. Thank you so very much for coming. You have really won the hearts of Sri Lankans, and we can't wait to see you back. And thank you for giving this time for us to have a chat with you.
Pleasure.
Saturday is not the great day for me to come to work, but I wanted to make sure I even come out of Colombo because it was you.
Yeah, because we said right at the beginning we need to do at the end what
Yeah,
was Ganja's
that's
experience.
it.
I'm coming back for more.
There you go.
See you in April.
On that note, we need to wrap things up. Thanks very much to everyone here at Cinnamon for helping us do this and for giving us this great opportunity to speak to this wonderful man. We will see you with another exclusive. Until then, you keep smiling. It's a wrap.